center field is cashed in by the Red Sox. Boggs thrown out by Gooden in the first inning. In there, strike two.
Well, you had to be looking for something beside that fastball because that was right down the middle.
0-2 the count to Wade. Fouled off. So Davy Johnson behind in the early going, 1-0. John McNamara finally sees the Sox cash in a break. To Wade Boggs. Little roller to Keith Hernandez. Big hop, and he'll underhand it to Gooden. But the mix-up in right center. Strawberry's lack of a jump. Strawberry's inability to come up with the ball. And Lenny Dykstra falling down. It's all cashed in for a Red Sox run. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. Engineered like no other car in the world, and by UPS for express delivery to Europe and throughout the United States. UPS runs the tightest ship in the shipping business. We go to the third. 1-0 Red Sox. Mookie Wilson, Rafael Santana, and Len Dykstra. Right. So a couple of breaks. The Sox denied because Barrett was picked off in the first inning. And then Strawberry, not seeing that line drive off the bat of Henderson, it goes for a triple instead of a double, and the Sox cash it in on a fly ball. Darrell and Len Dykstra had a little discussion when they got back to the dugout after the inning. High foul off to the right, out of play. Normally, when you come to a ball game, you're sitting in the stands and you see the ball hit. If you look and the outfielder is just starting to move, he didn't have a jump. Well, when Henderson hit the ball and we looked at Strawberry, he was dead in his tracks. He wasn't moving at all.
Of course, the misnomer too is the crack of the bat. You have to move before you hear the crack of the bat, or you've got a late jump.
And how? Because the speed of light is a lot quicker than the speed of sound. Right. Well, Mookie muttering to himself. Strikeout number 1 for Bruce Hurst, and Rafael Santana coming up. Bowen. Game 5, and somebody goes to New York with an edge. On deck, the leadoff man, Len Dykstra. And now the plate umpire, Ed Montague, is telling Tim Tuffle to leave the on-deck area. Remember last night we were talking about they could take a team picture in the batting circle. Not anymore. They just sent Tuffle back to the dugout. On the corner, 2-1.
Keith Hernandez was telling me they did that in the championship series during the playoffs, but they've been doing it all in the World Series. Nobody said a word.
And they do it all year. Fastball, and he's behind now, 3-1. Comes as kind of a shock. You don't think about it. This is the first time the home team has been ahead in the World Series, having the lead. So the walk to the number 9 hitters, Santana and Len Dykstra, who grounded out in the first inning, coming up. And Buckner wants another meeting with Hurst.
Well, the Mets certainly can manufacture runs. That's what they did all year long. They're not waiting for the 3-run homer, especially with guys like Dykstra in the batter's box and Santana on base. So Hurst has a good move. Now Buckner wants Gedman to come in on the conversation. Barrett is going to come in. They're going to set up a defense, obviously.
By the way, Santana did not have a stolen base nor an attempt this year.
With Dykstra up there, he can do so many things, Ben. I think the threat of the bunt is the big thing. He's already pulled Boggs in. Now, if Buckner breaks in, he breaks up the whole infield, and that's the important thing.
One out, top of the third. Red Sox 1. That's nothing. And he's going over.
What he does with the good move, he'll hang you with that front leg. He'll get up midair and almost like a stork, you'll stand on the one leg and you almost commit yourself. Hurst has a good move. Johnson calls it a balk move.
Breaking ball sends him scrambling in the dirt. Ball 1. Hurst's picked off 4 men this year, 11 last year, and 15 the year before that. Again, so working carefully to Santana. He walked him, and now he's behind to Dykstra. 2 balls and no strikes. Sox 1, Mets nothing. Top of the third, 1 away. Big curveball for a strike.
Brother, that's as good a big league pitch as you want to see. You got a little guy like Dykstra up there who at 5'8" maybe on his toes, and he throws in that big breaking curveball. And you talk about throwing something beside a fastball when you're behind. There's a major league pitch right there.
2-1. Fastball, a little dunker to center. Henderson coming up. It's going to land. Stopping at second is Santana, and the Mets are in business. First and second, 1 out, and Tim Tuffle coming up on a little flare to center by Lenny Dykstra.
Dykstra gets a piece of the ball. He puts it in play. And I mean, some of them are beauties like the home runs, and then you get one like that. But when you put the bat on the ball, anything can happen.
Tim Tuffle with a couple of hits against Hurst the first time around, and then a double in the first inning. Two on, 1 out in the third. The Mets trying to at least get even. On deck, Keith Hernandez. Worked him high and away. Ball 1. At second base, Rafael Santana. At first, Len Dykstra, 1 away.
Tuffle uses pretty much the whole ballpark, so they're really straight away. The tip-off is Henderson in center field. He's directly behind the bag, so he's got him pretty well scattered out. That was that split-finger fastball. There you see Henderson. Look at him in line with the bag.
Tuffle doubled to right center in the first inning. Check again at first. No swing. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Dale Ford, he's calling everybody safe.
The court of last appeal is not working. Two and 1 to Tuffle. Fastball. Fly ball down the left field line, but remember the wind. It'll cut it down, and Rice has a play.
Tell you though, Vin, he had that wall ball cut on that one. He was not fooled. He got under it.
So a lazy fly ball to left as the legs cut out from under it, and now Keith Hernandez.
Here's the swing. You can see he gets right into it. He just got under it. And with that wind blowing, there's no way it's going to be even close.
Hernandez grounded to second in the first inning. The first inning was very busy for Marty Barrett. He handled all three. So Keith 0 for 1. Santana at second, Dykstra at first, 2 out in the third, 1-0 Sox. Slow curveball for a strike.
That's the way he started him the last time, and then he went to the fastball. Hernandez usually against a left-hand hitter, a left-hand pitcher rather, will go the opposite way and kind of inside out it.
Buckner is almost on the grass. Barrett is almost on the grass. The right side is about as deep as you can play a hitter. 1-1. And of course for Buckner, he's really at a disadvantage should Hernandez top a ball up along first base. We've had a couple of relatively close plays at first, only because Marty Barrett had to wait for Buckner to run to the bag to handle the throw. Well, that's deep. Fastball, and that's a fly ball to left, and Rice will have a play. And Hurst is out of the jam. The Mets lead 2 on a walk and a base hit, and at the end of 2 1/2, 1-0 Boston. We're going to the bottom of the third, 1-0 Boston. Marty Barrett, Bill Buckner, and Jim Rice. This is an indication of the kind of a shot we can get. There's a camera on top of the roof down the left field line. And just to show you the perspective first of the camera towards home, we also have a cameraman high up on the left field wall. As we try to cover this thing like a blanket.
We had George Loomis inside the scoreboard. We have more guys on this wall than the Red Sox.
Big bouncer over the mound, Tupple to his right, and throws back to get him. So Barrett grounding out, 1 away, and the batter will be Bill Buckner.
First pitch, that's kind of rare for Marty Barrett. He usually takes a few pitches. Works that count to 3-2, hits the first one, and you could see Tupple brace himself so he could get extra on the throw.
Bill Buckner singled to center in the first inning.
Oh, Buck's got to visit with everybody.
Oh, yes. Oh, now.
I used to like that when they did that, but what used to bug me is they started conversation and finish it when they crossed home plate. Now that's not very nice.
1-0 to Buck. Sox 1 run, 3 hits. Mets no runs, 2 hits. We're in the third. In there. Buckner has made 1 change from the start of the series. Down at his feet, he's wearing a high top shoe on the left foot and the normal shoe on the right. He's got more tape than Seabiscuit. 1-1. Ball 2.
I'll tell you, with him, it's certainly not to help his speed. He's just trying to find comfort. Stay away from the pain.
It's funny, though, when the series started, he said, I'll never play another game without the high tops. But for whatever reason, he switched tonight. Meanwhile, Gooden with the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Doesn't care what kind of shoes he's wearing. Check swing on a high change and a ground ball that's kicked at shortstop. Buckner no threat to advance. So Buckner was fooled, checked his swing, and still reaches. And that will be a boot and an error charge to Santana.
It looked like he just let the ball play him, and it just ate him up. It wasn't hit that hard, and that's really a rare thing to see Santana just miss a ball that's really that easy.
So a runner at first with 1 out. And Jim Rice, the batter. Remember, Rice hit the ball up the middle, and Tupple should have made a play to get a force on Buckner, but he couldn't handle it, and Rice was given a single. And after Rice comes Baylor. He overthrew that pitch, and Carter just said, easy, easy, just gestured to him.
Well, that's one of the things that he himself realizes, that if I just stay within myself, is the expression he uses, but he kind of jumps at the batter Rice, and you could see Carter just, hey, settle down. You don't have to throw that hard. When you do that, you squeeze the ball, and it's just not fluid.
1-0 to Jim. They're not holding Buckner. They're not expecting him to do any kind of running. In there. Again, Rice kind of bailing out on the breaking ball, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike.
He starts that curveball right at him and just snaps right in there.
Red Sox 1 run, 3 hits. Mets no runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and you can see Hernandez dropping back off Buckner. Missed ball 2.
And he still got him bailing out. You remember it was Rice who said in spring training facing Gooden, he said it was 1 foul tip, 3 more pitches, and then grab some bench.
Two balls, 1 strike. Ball 3. Off speed. Now, actually, he made a good off-speed pitch to Buckner, but the error hurt him. And now he's in trouble against a fastball hitter, 3-1, and he has Baylor on deck.
This will tell you something about what Gooden and Carter are thinking, because is he going to go strength against strength, or will he stay with that curveball? He has been getting it over pretty consistently.
3-1. Fastball, and he walked him.
And he overthrew it.
So Gooden has walked 2, hit a batter. He's had an error back of him.
Now, he is just not fluid when he overthrows it. I mean, 94 is the speed, but he comes right into you. You can see he let that ball go high. Look where he fell when he finished up there. That's not like him.
So Jim Rice goes to first. Buckner, aboard on the error, moves up a notch to second. And with 1 out, Don Baylor, who was hit by a pitch in the first inning, coming up.
Baylor's right on top of that plate. Tough man to pitch inside to.
One thing goes with the other. He doesn't like the ball inside, so he stands over the plate, so he gets hit by the pitch. Breaking ball, 0-1.
They're swung way around for Baylor, as they have been the whole series, and with Buckner at second base, you look at the defense. Look how far Tuffle is. Hernandez wide, protecting the hole. Be a tough trip for Buckner to score on a single.
0-1 to count to Baylor. Tuffle kind of bird dogging at the bag. And another breaking ball. So 2 curveballs to Baylor. The count 0-2, and time for a little conference.
Well, he did that the last time, and I kind of believe that Gary is saying, hey, if you throw the fastball, maybe we should get it outside. You know, what is he going to do? Where does he want to spot that fastball, if indeed he's going to throw it, or does he want to stay with that curveball? That's what Baylor's looking at. You can see him turn that ball over. Look at that rotation on that ball.
Well, after a couple of good curveballs, would you stay with the curve?
I would, yes, with him. But then again, let's see what Carter does. I know one thing. I don't think I'd go that inside with a chance of hitting him.
0-2. Breaking ball got him swinging. So he got 3 curveballs to take care of Baylor. First strike.
After seeing that, you got to believe that Gary went out there, Vin, and said, hey, look, let's not fool around with that fastball. Let's go out and get him right now. What's the difference if it's 2 strikes and no ball? Still that curveball. We're going to try to make him hit the curveball anyhow. Let's try to get him now. And they did.
So 2 down, runners at first and second, and here is Dwight Evans, who flied to left in the first inning. Rice at first, Buckner at second. 1-0 Boston in the third. The Sox left 3 in the first inning, but picked a run up in the second on a defensive lapse in the outfield. And he starts him with a breaking ball, so that means he's thrown 4 curves in a row.
Well, we mentioned it earlier. Mel Stottlemyre, the pitching coach, he thinks that he should be throwing a lot more curveballs. And by golly, he is tonight, and so far he's been pretty effective.
0-1. Fastball, line drive, base hit, and that should be enough to get Buckner, but he's going to have to hurry. The throw is way offline.
He is really trying hard. He digs. They look like they've got a chance to get him, and when he gets near home plate, watch what he does. He gives it everything. Not even close, but head first slide. And I tell you, he laid there for looked like a minute.
Oh, it's interesting. The first fastball he threw after 4 consecutive curves, and the Sox ring him up with a base hit to Dykstra. Remember, that's an unearned run because Buckner reached on the error by Santana. The inning should be over. Instead, it's 2-0 Boston, and they're looking for more with Gedman. Fastball, ball 1. So really, Gooden is very unlucky. Strawberry should have made a better play in the second inning, and the Sox shouldn't have scored. And they would not have scored in the third if Santana fields a ground ball. But luck or no, the Red Sox 2 and the Mets nothing. 1-0. Fastball fouled away upstairs.
If you've ever had a leg injury, just watch this picture and you can identify with it.
So Billy Bucks gets the job done. Talking to Dave Stapleton about his circuitous route to home. The red badge of courage on his chest, and it's 2-0 Boston.
Boy, he looks like a guy that would make the All-Star team with the MASH unit.
Gedman popped to short in the second inning. Remember, he was jammed. There's Rice at second, Evans at first, 2 out, and a run in. No one throwing in the Mets bullpen. There's no reason. Two on, 2 out. 2-0 Boston. Off speed, got it in there.
Just from up here, Vin, if the manager would come out and ask you, say, what kind of stuff has he got? You'd have to say he's got great stuff.
Oh, yes.
His fastball's jumping in there. His curveball is snapping off.
And Davey knows what might have been, but instead he's face to face with the reality of what is. 2-0 Boston. Fastball on the hands, fly ball to Dykstra. So the Sox get 1, leave 2, and on the scoreboard, Rafael Santana's error. And of course, that was the key to the inning. Just a routine ground ball that hit him on the left wrist and got away to start the inning. 2-0 Sox at the end of 3.
This is the first inning. 20 pitches to Rice, Evans, Rice, Baylor, and Evans. Curveballs. 14 of the 20 were curveballs, and there you see to Baylor and now to Evans. All breaking balls. And then he got Baylor with the 2 strikes with the curveball.
2-0 Boston in the 4th inning. Carter, Strawberry, and Knight. Carter grounded out in the first inning to make the last out and leave Tuffle at third. Fastball. He didn't have much of a swing at all on the fastball in the first inning. It was down and away. It was a very tentative prod, and he just kind of rolled it over to Marty Barrett.
that's the spot that they want to hit. Even last night with Nipper, John was a bit upset that they gave him such a good fastball to hit. He'll try to pull everything, Gary will, Carter. And watch where he lays this one. Hurst lays it right on an outside corner. I'll tell you, that's tough to hit.
And at the knees, strike 3 call. He had to be guessing to take that fastball.
He's looking for something he didn't get. That's what Carter's looking at. Look at the way Hurst just kind of keeps his eye on that target. Fastball. Boy, he gets that left leg up high, doesn't he?
And leaves it there a while.
Yeah, line drive will pick him off.
It might be how he suffered that groin injury back in May, the way he twists that torso. All right, here's Strawberry, grounded out in the 2nd inning. Fastball for a strike. Strawberry rolled to Buckner in the 2nd inning, and again the right side of the infield very deep. On the corner. So Hurst now is really in rhythm. Everything he's throwing is right on the edge, and he's mixing them up.
You could almost put that to music. Get the ball and throw. Get the ball and throw. And when you're rolling, you really feel that.
So Strawberry trying to break the rhythm and stop the music. He backs out.
Good idea.
0-2.
Curveball.
Big curve hit to the right of Barrett and into center field for a base hit. So Strawberry gets a slow curve with 1 out and bangs it up the middle, and that'll bring up Ray Knight. So that means Strawberry, who had been in a terrific slump, has 3 hits in his last 5 at-bats. Ray Knight hit the ball pretty hard in the 2nd inning, but right at Dwight Evans in right field. Ray 0 for 1. He was the Mets' most productive hitter against left-hand pitching. He hit over 370 against left-handers. On deck, Kevin Mitchell. Roller foul outside of 3rd, trickling over to the Mets dugout, and the count 0-1. And the ubiquitous Ron Darling is there to grab it.
He just got some votes for the All-Star game.
Sure. Oh, 0-1 to Ray. That graphic you saw about Ray Knight and his home runs. His first home run of the year came against a left-hander, Steve Carlton.
That was a good shot of Knight. You saw him just kind of staring down at the ground. He's already positioned. You can bet he was thinking about what the pitch is coming up here. A lot of hitters do that.
Last night we spotted that tip-off, Strawberry digging in with his left foot. Whoop, almost threw it away. Buckner has no mobility at all over there, so if Hurst makes a throw off line, it's a problem. There's a line drive that's short hop by Boggs, and they get the double play. 5-4-3 as he short hopped the sinking line drive.
And good call by Jim Evans.
No run, 1 hit, nobody left. And at the end of 3 1/2, the Red Sox 2 and the Mets nothing.
Here's that double play once again. See, Evans calls it safe, and Strawberry was really hung up. He thought the ball was going to be caught, so he's out of the play either way. When he trap the ball, he's in no man's land. They catch the ball, he's in no man's land.
2-0 Red Sox. As we go to the 4th inning, Dave Henderson, who had that questionable triple in the 2nd inning when the ball got between Strawberry under his glove, and then Dykstra fell down, and he was cashed in on 0 fly ball. Breeze blowing out to right, and you get the feeling the temperature is dropping considerably. We had a light rain shower, but it's getting cool now. 1 ball, no strikes. Good change. 1-1.
Looks like Henderson wanted to pull the trigger and his body wouldn't let him. He's got so much of that body, it's hard to get them all together.
John Kibler, the second base umpire, retrieving something out in shallow left field. Boy, it is hand-blowing time now. 1-1. He's given Henderson everything he has. A great straight change, and now the curveball, and the count 1-2. If Gooden had any kind of fielding back of him, it would be no score tonight. But the Sox lead. They cashed it in. 2-0. 4th inning. Swing, and he's done. Strikeout number 2 for Gooden. 1 out in the 4th, and Spike Owen coming up.
When you watch a pitcher blowing his hands, if you're wondering what he's trying to do, he's trying to get some moisture, because that ball, when it gets cool, chilly like it is tonight, it's really slick, and sometimes you just can't get the feel of the seams, and it just slips. It's as simple as all that.
Spike Owen, in a big role in the 2nd inning, fulfilled it by lifting the fly ball to left deep enough to get Henderson home. He takes a strike. Dwight Gooden was the 5th man in the 1982 draft. A lot has been made of that because of the men drafted in front of him. Well, the man drafted right after him was Spike Owen. He was the number 6 man. There's the list. Augie Schmidt, a shortstop. Jimmy Jones, a pitcher. Brian Oakers, a pitcher. Then Gooden, some kind of pitcher. Then Spike Owen. That was some draft and some selection. One ball, one strike. Now back. Roger Clemens sitting with Al Nipper in the dark of the dugout. He'll go in game 6 against Bobby Ojeda. Dribbler foul. Hit something and started to come back, but it stayed out there. Owen started to quit on it, and then he realized that thing could come back in the chalk.
Boy, that's when you really should run him out, and I tell you, I learned that the hard way. You were broadcasting that game that day in St. Louis. I stood at home plate and played spectator.
Your mistakes are so few, I forget them.
Thing hit something about to come in, and Hernandez, watch Hernandez. He'll let it roll all the way. Now it's an official foul ball. That was really nice, man.
What'd you do? I don't remember.
Oh, I tapped that ball in front of home plate.
Stood there?
I stood there and watched it, and Campy tagged the guy coming in, and he said, "Oh, Joe, you're here. Let me tag you. Get a double play."
1-2. 2-2 this Spike.
It's funny, believe it or not, I got traded 2 days after that.
What a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's nothing personal.
Wade Boggs on deck. hit just foul outside of first and down the line. Boy, I'll tell you one thing. Gooden is the picture of a pitcher who is uncomfortable. I mean, he is blowing on his hand constantly, and it looks like he is feeling the effects of the evening.
He can't seem to get the right grip on that ball with certain baseballs that have been thrown to him. Of course, he comes from Tampa now. He's Florida. This is all new to him.
Two balls, two strikes. Fastball. That's all for Spike. However, for Gooden, that strikeout comes at the wrong time. He couldn't get Spike when the runner was at third. 3 strikeouts for Gooden, and the batter now is Wade Boggs. Boggs hit back to Gooden and grounded out to Hernandez. 0 for 2. And of course, you're looking at the Major League's leading hitter. 0 for 2 tonight, 0 for 5 last night, and he is now 0 for his last 8 at bats. Ball 1.
Pretty good tip-off on him, though, Van. 0 for 8, but it has not affected his fielding. He doesn't take that the last time at bat out on the field.
He has company, too, in the last few years as far as batting champs in the World Series. In '84, Tony Gwynn hit .263. In '85, Willie McGee hit .259. And Wade struggling. They never had a batting champ in the World Series in the '70s. And there's a base hit. So Boggs breaks the string with a solid single up the middle, and with 2 out, the batter will be Marty Barrett. Barrett walked in the first inning, grounded out in the third.
And Hernandez already is talking to Tuffle to move on over some more. He is directing it. He is the general. He sets the defense. He's looking to see where Tuffle is. He wants him to move over because Barrett hits this way, and he's going to have to hold Wade Boggs on. He's still not happy. He wants him to come over some more, and Tuffle says, I am.
Ball 1. We were talking before about the Mets' lack of defense, and that has hurt Gooden. And of course, Barrett in the first inning, if he had not been picked off, the Sox would have scored. Santana, of course, his error contributing in the third inning. The pickoff of Barrett stifled the Red Sox in the first inning. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 down, 4th inning, 2-0 Boston. On deck, Bill Buckner. In there. 1-1. Boy, Buckner's legs, you'd think he'd just come out on the field. In this cold weather, that's going to add to his problems and his miseries.
I tell you, he works so hard before the game. He takes a couple steps, sounds like he's cracking walnuts.
1 ball and 1 strike to count to Marty Barrett. And got the inside corner. That's quite a pitch. 1-2.
Just watching the defense. Tuffle is busy because he's got to let Hernandez know, and he's letting Santana know with the open mouth and closed mouth sign. He's getting the signs from Carter, and he's flashing them to both. Word sign to Hernandez.
Fastball hit by the mound behind second by Tuffle and Santana, and on his way to third, Boggs is in there. For Marty Barrett, he moves Boggs over to third, and this is a big moment for Marty Barrett.
You can see him draw his arms in, hit it up the middle. He just does get by both Santana and Tuffle, and Boggs really made a good base running play. Once it got by second base, he hit it for third pretty much on his own.
For Marty Barrett, his 19th hit in the postseason.